along with the $7.7 billion Paramount deal, Campbell announced the expansion of the UFC Apex. Now, let's get real here. Besides the two of you who may be watching this video, nobody likes the UFC Apex as it is right now. Nobody cares about Apex cards. Nobody really cares who's on the Apex cards. I can say this as somebody who makes content about MMA. When it's a UFC Apex Fight Week, overall viewership across MMA goes down. But this could solve one of the problems that I have with it, and it can help them actually promote a lot of these guys and build actual stars from the Contender Series. Well, let's read. Fans divided after UFC Apex expansion announcement following new $7.7 billion broadcast deal. UFC fans are divided regarding news about the UFC Apex just a day after the promotion announced a new historic broadcast deal. This past Monday, UFC boss Dana White announced that the promotion has finalized a new broadcast deal with Paramount worth $7.7 billion, going away with the pay-per-view format in the US for now. Despite that, just a few hours after the huge announcement, White came out with a statement that contradicted TKO president Mark Shapiro, claiming that pay-per-view is not dead and that they may still run pay-per-view events in the future. And what I have thought for a few months now is they're gonna have most pay-per-views in the US for now be free, and then your Saudi card, your Abu Dhabi card, International Fight Week, MSG, I believe those four will remain pay-per-views. Um, the White House card 100% is going to be a pay-per-view. That pay-per-view will break all records. I've done my videos on the White House card. We'll talk more about it at a later date. Uh, but yeah. And I forgot if I read this. And although the new deal has been extremely well received by UFC fan base, one of White's biggest rivals, Jake Paul, has questioned whether it will be any whatever. UFC plan Apex expansion following historic broadcast deal. Now this is the big thing here. Not long. Drink water. Yeah. My mouth is gonna dry. Oh. Not long after the whopping deal. Oh, not long after the whopping deal was announced, news began to circulate that the promotion is planning on expanding the controversial UFC Apex to hold more fans. Originally, the Apex only housed a few hundred people, and only VIP tickets were sold for events. However, they expanded it slightly, making room for a few more fans. However, after securing a guaranteed $7.7 billion, there are now there are now talks for the UFC Apex to expand to house 5 to 10,000 fans, which would make it feel more like an actual arena. 100%. And with how at least what I've seen from the Apex laid out, 5,000, 10,000 people in that room, you can get some energy going. You can get some big moments. Again, one of the biggest things is you can hit all the shots, which is cool. But you really see it when you're watching an Apex card. The big moments aren't the same. It's like, they're standing out points against the fence for a minute, or 30-second exchange of some decent combinations back to the fence, and then when like a major knockout happens, you go ballistic, but like afterwards it's just alright. Let's just get Joe Martinez on the mic now. Having the crowd there, crowds are one of the biggest things in sporting events. There's no way around it. If those of you that have an IQ of 5 know that part of sporting events is that live crowd reacting, and then that energy gets brought back, to the viewer at home. According to LV Sports Biz, UFC Chief Business Officer Honor Campbell recently confirmed. I just said that. Um, Whatever. We have a tweet from Eric. Why not, man? Honestly, let's watch a clip from Rudolph Ariel. I feel like Ariel now want to open up the actual post. Ariel now, man, he's definitely gone up a tier. He's easily no longer the most annoying um commentator on MMA. I mean, hey, maybe I'm more annoying than him to some. But like, hey, I have the utmost respect for Ariel Hawani. You can say what you want about this man. You can make fun of him. Yeah, there are the moments in the past I don't agree with. But overall, man, Ariel Hawani has been here. He's been a part of the sport. He's been a part of some of the funniest moments. Oh my god. What? I don't mean to shit on you, man. Like, a fellow Canadian, I guess. Dude, when they revoked his pass, man, that was shameful. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if I was in his position, I'd be like, alright, I get it. I fucked up. But, like, whatever. That was in 2016. I'm talking about UFC 200. I gotta make sure I actually have my audio on. I do. Alright, let's listen to Ariel.
Friday, my friend Jedi Goodman posted this from LasVegasSportsBiz.com. UFC Chief Business Officer Hunter Campbell recently confirmed plans to expand the Apex to accommodate an additional 5,000 to 10,000 fans, a move that could transform the venue from a made-for-TV fight hub into a boutique arena capable of hosting select WWE PLEs, NXT specials, or cross-promotional events. Yo, if they expand this thing to 10,000 fans, that's like a full-scale arena.
That's an arena. That's a small arena.
That's like the Mandalay Bay Event Center.
Yeah.
That's like the Iowa arena you guys went to for some reason.
What?
That was like 20,000, bro.
Don't disrespect.
Have some respect for.
Yo, if you expand this to 10,000, I won't say a blessed word about the Apex.
Actually, I think that would be perfect.
By the way, 5,000 would be perfect.
I would love 5,000.
5,000.
So this
like
is all
palms.
it takes. If the UFC expands
Yes.
the seating capacity, everybody's going to stop bitching about the Apex?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. That's the whole point
of it, man.
I don't think so.
There's no
I
one
don't
there.
think so.
What would be
It's
the
not gonna be
difference?
enough.
There'd be no difference between the Apex and like the Hard Rock.
Yeah, well, the difference is the UFC owns and operates it versus, you're coming to local town number 6.
Yeah, that's kind of shitty, but like you're at least getting fans out there.
Yes, 100% what Buddy said at the end there. And I literally said it in this video. Part of it is UFC's coming to my town. UFC's, coming to Edmonton. Actually, for the sake of this video, I live in Edmonton, right? The hype of the card expands from that city, from that card going to the city, from there. Oh man, I don't know, Izzy's on the card, or Man, Jeff Neal, I'm a big fan of Jeff Neal, right? That's a big factor. Now, I want to hear. I haven't read many tweets, but they're gonna have some, right? They not have any. Whatever. We'll read this little extra quick. Although the expansion would eradicate the main issue fans have with the facility, it would likely mean that the promotion travels for events less than they already do. Can they fill it with low quality cards? No one is flying in from out of town. Um, One fan reacted, 100%. It's fucking Las Vegas, dude. Like, what are the main vacations you hear people go on? Yeah, Cancun, Mexico, Spain, Vegas, dude. Like, oh man, damn it. He's one of my favorite fighters now because like, what? You remember, but was it Rina Nakamura? Was it? I think it was. But he was celebrating his birthday on that card. What's my guy gonna go out and do? Gamble. 100%, man. Like that's Las Vegas is already a tourist attraction. These will be the UFC's home base. Alright, well I wanna let's see. Yeah, we're done with this. But like the other thing I wanna point out here. Now you guys know greatest MMA website out there. Shout out Tapology. Um, I spend way too much time on this website. I really do. Well, I brought up Dana White Contender Series alumni, and this is fan rankings. So people who use this website. Number one, Jamal Hill. I mean, when he came in, KO Johnny Walker when he was still pretty big. KO Diego Santos, and battered Robert Teixeira. Then he got KO by Pereira, KO by Yuri, and ran into Roundtree, who I think probably are the three toughest guys in this division. I'm not talking about skill, but like as far as durability and heavy hitters, those are probably the worst three to go up against, in my opinion. Ricky Simone up there on a 2-fight win streak. Beat Cameron Smotherman to be a boss route, but lost to Oliveira, Mario Batista, so Well, I guess, yeah, these days, alright. Jack Shore, TKO Rafael Sunzel, way past Sunzel's time, obviously. Jeff Neal fighting Vartes, just beat RDA. Lost to Gary, got submitted by Shelfcott. Like, you get the point, right? You got Jamal Hill, Ricky Simone, Sean O'Malley, who just lost to Rob twice. I need to burp again. Jalen Turner, who does have promise, but again, when he ran to Gamrot, uh, beat him. Actually, that was a good fight. Lost to Hooker, KO Bobby Green, got TKO by Moicano and submitted by Bahamondes. I like Jalen Turner, but I don't think he's going to make it in the 155 division with the result there. Talia Santos lost to Dakota DeCheco, was on a 3-fight win streak. Not really a name though. Kevin Holland. Lost to Daniel Rodriguez was on a 2-fight win streak. Submitted Vicente Luque, Gunnar Nelson. Well, we know the Raiders submitted him. He broke his rib against the Wednesday. So he submitted Michael Olazechek, but again, I've been saying I think he is one of the greatest unranked fighters on the roster. And he lost to MVP. These guys win and lose are names that establish themselves in the UFC. Jamal Hill, I think he'll recover. I kind of think Jamal Hill, maybe it'll be a bit like Dominic Reyes, right? Where Dominic Reyes arguably beat John Jones, um, and you never know, man. Like he ran into like Alex Yuri and Khalil Roundtree back to back to back. That's no walk in the park for any light heavyweight. But like you look here, right? JDM down there, champion. But my point is are these guys that you can go on a main event and people look at the list of names and they be like, all right, this might be interesting. Jamal Hill, even though he's on a thick win streak, losing streak. Sorry, 100% guy. Jeff Neal, I'm really looking forward to this Color Spot this fight. I really am. I think it's a terrific matchup. Again, heavy hands against a really good striker with a lot of knockouts. Sean O'Malley won the belt. I I respect Sean O'Malley. I want to say that 100% though, manufactured run. When you really look at his way to the title, right? Beat Raul Pavia, the no contest against Pedro Munoz. Piotr beat him. He TKO'd Aljamain Sterling though. You have to give him credit for that. Sterling, three-tailed defenses, was looking like he was going to become the greatest bantamweight of all time, but I mean Marab now. Marab is, he doesn't make sense. Marlon Vera, but he lost to two to, uh, as mentioned, Marab Dvalishvili, who, like I'm saying, Marab is just an L. I don't think anybody at Bantamweight is going to beat Marab. I think the only person that could beat Marab is Training Camp Marab, if I'm being completely honest. And Training Camp Marab is a very tough matchup for Marab. If you do not watch his Instagram, go look at what that guy does to train for fights. It's hilarious, dude. I love Marab though. I have nothing but love for that guy. Hilarious, dude. But like now that we're expanding this arena, right? I want these names to turn into these names, right? Now, a lot of you newer fans are gonna be looking at these names and be like, "Who the fuck are these guys?" Rashad Evans, who came in on he came in on the Ultimate Fighter as a heavyweight, moved down to light heavyweight, knocked out Chuck Liddell. Um, when was that fight actually? Uh, he knocked out He not yeah. He knocked out Chuck Liddell before fighting Forrest Griffin for the belt. Well, this was a vicious knockout. Like this knockout changed Chuck Liddell. And then he beat Forrest Griffin, got knocked out by Machida though. And then, went on a decent run, lost to Jones, lost to Lil Nog Henderson, but again, in his day, man, Rashad only lost to the best. Forrest Griffin, former champion. Um, 19-7. If you threw him in current MMA, right? I don't think this guy would have never became champ. I want to say that. Obviously, the main thing with Forrest Griffin was the Ultimate Fighter finale, right? Which saved the UFC, right? 2006, August 26th. Like, without this fight, this sport wouldn't be around. This sport wouldn't have a Paramount deal. But I'm going to these names, right? Michael Bisping. He's around on commentary. He has one of the best podcasts in MMA. He got Campbell got submitted by George St. Pierre, but that dude, short notice, going in against Luke Rockhold, knocked him out, went in, talked his shit, put him to sleep. Again, this is one of my favorite fights to look back on. I'm a huge Bisping fan. In that 2009 2010 era, this guy was fucking hilarious, man. Like I remember, like, was it like a year and a half ago, maybe even longer, when like that slipper from Michael Bisping, saying, oh, like, that's okay. What a guy. Like, I think he said that in reverse. Dude, I mean, I still cannot believe it. And I remember making this exact comment. They say, out of everything that Michael did, I love Michael Jason, by the way. Out of everything these guys said, that's what got him. But Big Laban, um, wicked run at light heavyweight. Actually, undefeated at light heavyweight. Um, er, was there a shot at him fight at middleweight? I'm pretty sure Bisping is undefeated at light heavyweight. I could be wrong about that though. I remember hearing that somewhere. Nate Diaz, one of the biggest stars to ever grace the sport. But like you look at all of these names, Gray Maynard. Fuck, I'm a big Frankie Edgar fan. That trilogy is one of the trilogies I go back to. Like JDS Kane, I'll probably throw this second. Um, VJ Frankie Edgar was pretty good too. Frankie Edgar was just a fucking phenomenal fighter. Oh my. I miss Frankie Edgar, man. Josh Koscheck, man, his career really did fall apart at the end. But like I remember, dude, funny enough, like you know how as this guy, right? You just think of random athletes out of nowhere, and Josh Koscheck, man, that's the guy. Like the other day, I was just getting ready to go to the gym, and then out of nowhere, I was like, "Fucking Josh Koscheck, man!" Boy, he got his way up to this St. Pierre fight, which I remember going into the St. Pierre fight. I wasn't even a big GSP fan. Obviously, I was a fan of the Canadian, but I just hated Josh Koscheck. Like, well, and then I go back to um that season of the Ultimate Fighter. Yeah, season one, right? Looking back at it, dude, fucking hilarious, dude. Like, actually, I've seen even some recent interviews of him. 100% hilarious, dude. But I remember this guy. This guy, honestly, was like the first MMA fighter I truly hated. Like, the first big fight, like, deeply cared about was Brock Lesnar and Frank Mir. Boy, I like Frank Mir. Frank Mir is a beast, especially back in the day. Boy, I remember Josh Koscheck, man. Oh my fucking god, I hated this guy. I hated him. Diego Sanchez. Fuck you, Joshua Fabia. Matt Sam. I mean, beyond that though, Diego Sanchez, yeah, another guy. Wicked fucking run to start his career. What is that? 5'8". I think he started right. It says right here, 11-0. Beat Kenny Florian. Again, another season one guy right here. Beat Kenny Florian by first round knockout. And it was Josh Koscheck who beat him at UFC 69, man. But this is my point, right? Like, you look at the Dating Like Contender Series alumni, I'm like, you don't see me going back. Like, I I have more, I have more to say about Josh Koscheck than any of these fighters. I cannot fucking believe it. I really can't. Okay, I know that I just spent like a good 10 minutes just, you know, glazing over the fighters of my youth, but I'm still pretty young. But the next thing I want to point is again, I keep bringing this up, the big pay-per-views, right? When you go through some of these, um, whereas no, I know that. Where's the Rashad versus Rampage fight? I know that did a million buys. I remember doing a million buys. Oh, right there. Yeah. You see, Rashad Evans, again, really good back in the day. Their season of The Ultimate Fighter, one of the best. That's where the Rampage versus Door thing came from. That was a hilarious season of The Ultimate Fighter, dude. That, like, I went back and watched clips. I remember, like, watching on Spike, um, right? Um, what did, Lesnar Carlin, the one I was thinking about exactly. Another one, The Ultimate Fighter, that was the season that Tony came in. Again, the Ultimate Fighter alumni at the Ultimate Fighter show made some of the biggest fights. I get it, Lesnar. He does a million pay-per-view buys in his fucking sleep. I get that. But, like, this is what I want to see from these guys. These are the numbers that I want to see them do. Where is, I know it's fucking up here. Pay-per-view buys. I thought you. Oh, I was gonna compliment them. UFC 306. I know. I'm pretty sure that's the biggest one they've had so far. 207. Whatever. I'm just being a nerd here, looking at numbers. Boy, you get my point, right? This is what I want from the expansion in the Apex. This is what I want them to build the Contender Series as. I don't like the fact, though, we're, having, which, again, if you want, I probably will make a second part to this video. I want the Contender Series guys to be able to make their name the same way as the Ultimate Fighter guys did back in the day. Tough as shit now. I love Chill, I love DC. It's garbage now. Like, I really haven't cared for it in at least 3-4 years. But that's what I got. Let me know, what is your opinion on the Apex expansion. What do you want to see from this? Do you just want to see the Apex retired? I just really hope they get to promoting fighters. They get to promoting the sport the same way they did when I was a kid and fell in love with the sport. But that's really, I want to hear what you guys have to say down below. Thank you for watching. Later.